Hi, my name is Catherine Edison, and I'm the president of the board of Sandy Creek Nature Center, Inc. We are the founding support organization for Sandy Creek Nature Center. And we have a Splost proposal to upgrade 2 of our exhibits in the exhibit hall here. The reason that we need the funding for that is that these 2 exhibits were our original exhibits that were put in about 15 to 20 years ago, and they've just been loved to death. We have probably 60,000 visitors here a year, and all the school children from Athens-Clarke County come and visit us for field trips. So when we originally put in these exhibits, the standards have changed over the last 15 to 20 years, and so these are not really designed with ADA compliance. They're up too high, there's too much text on them, they're hard to read, and we want to make things be more accessible to everybody. We want things to be more dynamic. The rest of our hall was completed in about 2012, I believe, and we have more hands-on activities, more dynamic things to do, and trying to make the message come home with the visitors. So, for example, the message we want to give here, which our exhibit doesn't give, but we want to make this point, is that even though we don't live at the coast here in Athens, what we do in Athens does matter, because our wetlands and our water will drain to the coast, and we want people to care about what they do here in Athens. So what we would like to do is upgrade our signage. We want to fix up some of our tanks. Some of things like our sea turtle over here, we'd like to keep it, but it needs a little bit of renovating. It's been touched and rubbed until it is shiny, and so we hope if we have enough funding for it, maybe we could have something like a pull-out drawer that has seashells and things that people can look at, something that gives the visitors a tie-in to the exhibit, something to lift up, make brighter colors on our signage. So what we're looking at here is the behind the scenes of our aquariums and our different tanks, and you can see that the equipment was also put in 15 or 20 years ago, and it just aged. So we have saltwater tanks, and the salt is very corrosive, and even things like our air conditioner unit that keeps this equipment room cool with all of the pumps, it corrodes with the salt in the air. We make our own salt water here, and so we would like to just get some upgraded equipment to things like our pumps and the electrical work, and you can't see that there very well, but we could use a little bit of upgrading on this equipment as well, so it's not just the visuals, but it's actually the guts of the exhibit that we have here. Okay, so this is our wetlands exhibit, and it's another one that we would like to upgrade. We have things like the floor has a bump that would keep someone in a wheelchair from getting close to our exhibits, which we really want to have everybody be able to get close to it. So that just it's not something we thought about so much when we built the exhibit in the first place. The signage, once again, has so much print, it's just very hard to read, so we need to redo things like that. We have buttons like this around the exhibit that you can push and get sounds, but they were put in originally 15 to 20 years ago, and the wiring has aged, the electronics have aged, and we are always, every couple of years we have to bring somebody in to retrofit this so it works, and they get pushed so many times on every day, they get worn out. So this is just some things that we need to think about. It's very difficult for the animal care people to reach into this tank, for example, so we would like to make some of these tanks easier to get to for care and for upkeep. This is an example of one of our more updated exhibits. So as you can see, it's a lot more dynamic. There are things to do, there are things to lift, hands-on activities, something to smell. And this is all in line with newer philosophies around museum visitorship, where it's not just a flat come and look at something, but you actually get your hands busy and do something, and it helps the visitors take home a message that we're trying to give here. The museum standards are that you would upgrade an exhibit every 15 to 20 years, and as I've said, our exhibits that we would like to upgrade with the Splost money are already 15 to 20 years old, and it's just time. They are outdated, and they need some new, a fresh face, a fresh coat.